What's up guys, Firewolf here, showing you guys the Gigabyte Gaming 4080 Super OC. You get 16 gigs of DDR6 memory, a core clock speed of 2595 MHz, and it's priced $100 more than a base 4080 Super. Gigabyte's gaming series only comes in this black color and features 3 RGB rings that activate when the WindForce cooling system kicks in. That will look awesome when you have it set up vertically. In this video, I'll do an unboxing, show some benchmarks and gameplay, and finally give you my opinion on this 4080 Super. So for now, let's first unbox the Gigabyte Gaming Overclocked Edition. This is of course the 4080 Super, so I'm really excited to see how this looks. We see right in the box we have lots of features for this GPU, starting with the WindForce cooling system, this beautiful RGB fusion which lights up in all these fans, which is really cool, and it has a really nice metal backplate. Alright, right inside we have a subtle black Gigabyte box, which the very first thing we get is an envelope, and inside this envelope we're going to get a warranty card, and interestingly it says Aorus. And finally, we get an installation guide on their anti-sag bracket. Alright, here is our 4080 Super in this anti-static bag. Go ahead and take it out nice and slow. Alright guys, there we have the 4080 Super. It looks absolutely beautiful. I'm going to put this aside and see what else inside the box. Alright, first thing we're going to notice is an anti-sag bracket. Now, personally, I'm not a huge fan of these, simply because I vertically mount my GPUs and I'd rather use a pillar-style anti-sag bracket. And here's a 16-pin 12-volt high-power adapter that takes up 3 8-pin PCIe slots for older PSUs. If you have a newer ATX 3.0 or higher PSU, you can just use the included 12-volt high-power cable. Now, Gigabyte does recommend a power supply of at least 850 watts to power up this 4080 Super along with your other components. We're going to have a bag of screws for the anti-sag bracket. Alright, with that out the way, let's take a closer look at this 4080 Super. Now, this has a really nice black color all around. I do love the fact that they have RGB lighting on the inside of the actual fan, so this is going to look amazing when you vertically mount this GPU. Now, if you are going to mount it horizontally, then it does have a really nice metal backplate here. Let's go ahead and peel this off. Alright, that came out nice and smooth. Now, interestingly, this does not come with a lot of plastic pieces. We have one covering the Gigabyte logo here. But other than that, not a lot of plastic that we have to unwrap, which is pretty cool. This card is definitely thick, so definitely make sure that your case will be able to support the thickness of this GPU. And right on the inside over here, we'll have the actual power connector. Very interesting. Out of all the GPUs that I've seen so far, all of the connectors are more located all the way up here, but it looks like the connector is pretty deep, and I'm not sure how that affects the connection, whether or not this is a benefit or not, but I will have to see when I connect it to my gaming PC. Also close to the connector here, we do have our BIOS selector here. We have overclocked or silent. By default, it should be on the left for overclock, and then if you want to have it more silent, then you can have it to the right. But I'd rather just leave it on the overclock position. That way we're maximizing the performance here. We have the PCIe slot cover here. And all in all, this is a definitely nice looking GPU. I think this is going to look great in an all black design. But if you're going to do the traditional horizontal mount, then this metal backplate does look good. It has like this nice little, kind of like a gunmetal grayish color, which looks really nice. And finally, for inputs, we're going to have one HDMI 2.1 port and 3 DisplayPort 1.4 ports. So you can connect up to 4 monitors, which is awesome. Having the Gigabyte Gaming 4080 Super horizontally mounted looks good on an all black build. I really like the gunmetal gray color. Now I'm using the NZXT H9 Elite case coupled with Lian Li Infinity fans, which really makes the aesthetic look really good. Now you'll be able to see the Gigabyte logo, which has RGB, but you miss out on the 3 RGB rings on the fans. So unfortunately, if you want to enjoy those rings, you're gonna have to switch it up to vertical, which in my opinion looks fire. There's a high chance you'll need an anti-sag bracket, so I like to use this pillar style GPU support bracket that comes in 3 different colors and sizes that I'll link down below. So if you want to control your Gigabyte GPU, you would have to download and install Gigabyte Control Center, and once you download that, you'll see right over here we have both RGB fusion and fan control. So when I click on fan control here, I can either customize it or set it to auto mode. And I can also click the performance here and adjust a whole bunch of different settings for your GPU. Now it's important to note that the lighting on the GPU will only work when it's spinning. So when it's not spinning, unfortunately the lights don't light up. So I'm gonna try to see if we can force the fans to spin here. So I'm gonna hit fixed. Once I hit apply, the fans should start spinning here. So I'm gonna apply here, and now you see the RGB lighting up. Next, you can then go to RGB Fusion and you can make custom changes here. So right over here, we have all of our little presets here. We have different things like static. We could do wave, for example. All we have to do is hit apply and you'll see the different lighting configurations. Me personally, I like static. You also have the option of turning it completely off if you don't want the RGB. But I like the static here to keep it all in unison. Let me just put this out of focus here so you can see clearly the RGB on this. I'm gonna click each one here so you can see the different patterns we have. We have pulse, we got flash, we got D-flash, we got cycle here, so it'll cycle through different colors. We got color shift, which is probably going to be another change in colors, and it kind of shifts it, which is pretty cool. We have gradient here, so you can customize the gradient, different colors. And obviously the wave, I believe that one is the default if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it's dazzle. I don't remember here. So then we also have dazzle here, intelligent, so it'll change based off of the GPU temperature, and of course we can just completely shut it off here. And once again, everything's going to be on the Gigabyte Control Center for all of your custom changes that you want to use on your GPU here. Overall, I like the customization, but I kind of wish that they gave us the option to have these lights on even when the fan is not spinning, for those that want that look here, because obviously this is only going to spin. This is only going to work when the fans are spinning. All right, so benchmarking this GPU using 3D Mark Speedway test. I'm using the AMD Ryzen 9 7900X CPU, and I got a score of 7,202 using the Gigabyte Gaming 4080 Super overclock. Now, compared to other 4080 Supers that I have tested, it does fall a little bit short of the Asus TUF and slightly better than the MSI Gaming X Slim. However, for the more expensive MSI Supreme X and ROG Strix versions, they have performed slightly better, but we're only looking at a 2 to 4% increase in performance, which again, the price might not be justifiable for those unless if you really like the aesthetics of those cards. Now, where you're going to see the biggest difference, of course, is if you compare it against the 4070 Ti Super, which we're looking at about a 16% increase in performance, and against the 4070 Super, we're looking at a performance increase of 34%. Benchmarks are cool and all, but I'd rather give you some real world gaming tests to get a better idea of what you can expect. Starting off with a high fidelity and graphically demanding game like Black Myth Wukong on 4K resolution, I set the highest graphics to cinematic, ray tracing to very high, and DLSS set to 100, which it does warn us that it may lead to performance issues. And sure enough, it has a hard time running it and definitely unplayable. Now, if I use DLSS set to performance, which is what is recommended, it runs great with an average FPS of 67 frames. DLSS is definitely going to be an awesome feature for 4K gaming. Now, if we go back and turn off ray tracing and set it back to DLAA, we can see the game runs smooth with an average FPS of 53 frames per second. Ray tracing definitely costs performance, so you can always play with these settings to see what works best for you. Now, turning on DLSS to performance, we get an awesome boost to an average of 88 frames per second. Now, if we switch the resolution to 1440p, running full ray tracing on very high and DLAA, we now get an average of 58 frames per second, and with DLSS set to quality, we get an average of 92 FPS. So this card is definitely going to perform very well with 1440p gaming at max settings. Switching to Modern Warfare 3 on 4K with no upscaling, I got an average FPS of 128 frames and almost double when switched to 1440p with an average of 222 FPS. DLSS will give you a nice boost, and of course reducing the graphics settings should also increase performance. I think for a game like Modern Warfare 3, you can comfortably turn graphics to extreme. Now, in all my testing and gaming sessions, the temperatures stay consistent between 58 to 61 degrees Celsius, but keep in mind that it all depends on your PC case, fan setups, and ambient temperatures. I still think the WindForce cooling system does a great job of keeping the temps down. So after testing the Gigabyte Gaming 4080 Super OC Edition and having it on my H9 Elite setup, I think it's a solid choice for gamers looking to game in 4K without spending a lot more money on a 4090, which are harder to find. For most gamers, using DLSS is going to be the way to go, and there are many settings you can tweak to optimize your experience. I think this card is overkill for 1440p gaming unless you want to really enjoy maximum settings without relying on DLSS. Even though this is the overclock edition with a $100 upcharge from a base 4080 Super, it's still fairly priced considering there are other cards that can cost more than $1,200. The RGB rings really makes this card awesome for those who like their GPUs vertically mounted and looking for a nice black aesthetic. The only thing that I would like to have added in the future is the option of having the RGB rings turned on without the fan spinning, and also an all-white version of this. I like the extra year of warranty that Gigabyte offers if you register on time, making it 4 years, and their Gigabyte Control Center offers a good amount of customizations, so for those reasons, this 4080 Super is definitely worth getting for your PC setup. If you're interested in getting this or a complete list of my PC setup, I'll have affiliate links down below, which helps and support the Firewolf Tech channel. I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I would love your support with a like, share, and subscribe. Firewolf out.